Can I wave?
Here now, Ed.
Now, today I'll be looking at the life of a lady who's had an ambition since an early age and has, well, virtually got there, but admits there's more work to do. Well, she started a journey in Milan, then moved on to Manchester, then Cornwall, then Dorset, and now resides in East Devon. She's always, well, she from an early age wanted to entertain and is still passionate about the subject she's always loved. And she's a songwriter. Consuela, she's called Consuela Scivoletto-Cordey. I hope I've got the, good morning, have I got that right then?
Good morning, Howard. Yes, perfect. Thank you so much.
Well, thank goodness for that. Anyway, welcome to the programme. So, how on earth do you first begin to write a song then?
So that would be very different for different people. But for me, melody comes first. I have so many melodies in my head to last me various lifetimes. So usually I record a melody on my mobile phone, then I go home and I sit on the piano and I start writing a structure. Or I could be inspired by a line that I heard in a movie, or a storyline in a newspaper, or a conversation in a wine bar that I've heard. And then I just start to brainstorm some ideas, lyrical concepts, and then try and put them in lyrical form. And then I arrange and record them on a digital audio workstation called Pro Tools, and hire the musicians and vocalists, and then it becomes a song.
So what is it then about composing that appeals to you?
I can think of 101 reasons why I create. I particularly enjoy helping people achieve the things they want to achieve. These days I love to write songs that empower and uplift people through my lyrics. My personal appeal to me for songwriting lies in its ability to provide a platform for creative expression. Emotional release can be really therapeutic to write lyrics. It can be a way of communicating messages, relatable messages to people, a way to connect with others, and the potential for lasting impacts on culture as well.
Why did you decide to enter the world of music?
Entering the world of music can be a really fulfilling and rewarding experience, as music has the capacity to enrich lives in diverse and meaningful ways. Personally, I have a massive love for listening to music and playing the piano and creating. There's no a day that passes that I don't do any of the activities I love, like singing or composing or writing lyrics. And I aspire to make that my profession by hopefully songwriting for established artists, and for synchronization being TV, film and game.
You mentioned the word piano.
Yes.
How did you get involved in that instrument, and why that particular one?
Well, funny enough, there's a picture of me, 2 years old, with hands on a keyboard. I don't remember playing the piano, but my parents said that I had such a natural talent that at 5 years old, they sent me to have theory of music lessons. And by 9 years old, I was having private lessons. And then when I was at high school, I was classically trained. And I find that they never had to tell me, go and do your exercises, because I couldn't wait after school to go and sit on the piano for 4 hours whilst all my friends were playing volleyball or whatever else downstairs. For me, the piano is like an orchestra. It's a really versatile instrument. You can play melodies and accompaniment and sing at the same time. It can be really satisfying to play a difficult piece, and it can also serve as a stress relief activity. I've tried learning the guitar and I find it really uncomfortable, but I do have a ukulele that I like strumming every now and then.
And what sort of music do you write then?
So I consider myself a multi-genre songwriter. I enjoy writing music that can be different than pop. Like every now and then I write a jazz or an electronic song, but my main focus is pop at the moment. I also write some piano instrumentals as well.
Let's find out a little bit about your background. So, as I mentioned at the beginning, you started off in Milan, which is over the water.
Yeah.
And then, how on earth did you end up going from Milan over here, and in particular, well, to Manchester? It's a bit of a difference, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So my mum always worked as a primary school teacher, and after school I would go and help her after school club in her after school clubs. And then that made me want to study to become a primary school teacher in Milan. But I realized that that wasn't my call. And I think I inherited my love for music technology from my dad. So there wasn't such a degree in music technology in Italy at the time. I found out that there was one at Salford University, so I put a few clothes in the suitcase and moved on my own to Manchester. And then I graduated in music recording from Salford in 2002, and I started songwriting, and that, over the past 20 years I've been doing that.
So you've ended up in East Devon.
Yes.
Do you find a difference between East Devon and where you've been in the past? And has it given you more of an inspiration to songwrite?
I find it challenging. In Manchester, I was surrounded by a lot of music. They do say that the industry is down south and the talent is up north. And I do agree with that. Cornwall was very inspirational. I created 2 EPs there, acoustic EPs, which are not released yet. Dorset's beautiful. East Devon because I'm in 2013. I married my soulmate, Mark. He was in the car listening to the program. Hi, Mark.
Morning, Mark.
And it's a beautiful place. East Devon. It's full of really warm people. I belong to Sitwell Choir, and I say hi to them as well.
You mentioned a few moments ago about your father.
Yes.
Now, as I understand it, he wasn't a musician and he didn't songwrite, but he was a DJ over there, wasn't he?
Yes, but pretty much all my family. None of them are former musicians, but my mum was always humming a tune. My dad did play the accordion in his early days. My granddad, the acoustic guitar, and my grandma, the mandolin. And I also have an uncle who died, bless him, Uncle Enrico, who was a singer-songwriter. But my grandparents moved to Venezuela after the Second World War. And then my dad eventually, after school, became a DJ. He was hosting a show for the Italian immigrants there in Caracas. And in 1966, he was sent to England to comment for the World Cup for the Italians abroad. That's when England won, I think. And I definitely have inherited the technical gene from my dad.
So, former DJ. What sort of music did he play when he was on the radio then?
He had a show to entertain the Italian immigrants abroad, so he played Italian songs there.
Right. Who are your heroes here, and where'd you get your inspiration from musically?
Yeah, inspirations comes from anything, from hearing a conversation or watching a movie. But my influences have really changed over the years. For example, growing up in Milan, I was surrounded by the melodic Italian music of Adamo, Battisti, Baglioni, as well as the timeless melodies of my favorite Japanese animation called Candy Candy. Then when I was trained to become a pianist, I was charmed by the romantic periods composers like Chopin and Debussy. And then I was also really significantly inspired by film music, particularly Ennio Morricone. Then in my teens, I started listening to Duran Duran, Madonna, dance music. When I was at uni, I started delving into melodic rock like Radiohead or avant-garde soundscapes of Bjork, singer-songwriters like Carole King, Joni Mitchell, Vanessa Carlton, Ben Folds, Aqualung, all the piano-based. Alanis Morissette has heavily influenced my lyrical point of view. And I can say that all these influences come together to create my unique sonic signature, which is mixing classical elements with pop, traditional jazz, melodic rock and dance.
My goodness me. So basically we're talking really everything, really, from classical music up to maybe the current stuff.
Really, really, yes. I would be just as happy listening to Verdi in a theatre as I would be in a club listening to Children from Robert Miles. As long as it's melodic, I have quite a diverse range of influences. Yeah.
Talk to me about Dire Straits tribute.
Oh yes. So I was studying to become a primary school teacher in Milan, and my dissertation was on the causes of criminality in young age. So I taught in a juvenile prison for 6 months as part of my course, and there I met the prison's music teacher, who asked me to join their Dire Straits tribute band, which was called the Sultan of Swing. I was only 16 years old, and at the time I was so happy because it was the first time I was using a synthesizer, which I did not have at home. I'd only just played the normal piano. But that was quite interesting because their songs are quite intricate and difficult to learn. So I really enjoyed that.
Now, awards, I'm sure you've won a few. What sort of awards have you won?
Very few, but I'm very grateful. So After I graduated, I entered a few songs into the UK songwriting competition, which I got to the finals. I never won, but I got to the finals. Then I was kindly presented with the COVID-19 Composer Award in 2002 by an organization called Sound and Music. And then I was also kindly presented by Help Musicians with the Record and Release Award in 2023, which allowed me to record the Christmas Volume 1 by Consu album.
Well, that's enough to be going on with, isn't it? My goodness me. The new album. Let's talk about that. We're going to play another track when you go, but suffice to say, it's a nice melodic album, isn't it? I have listened to it, although we're only going to play a couple of tunes from it. But is this something that you decided you wanted to go down the road of doing some Christmas songs?
Well, I so enjoyed doing the song that you like, the Santa Are You Almost On Your Way, that I thought, well, why not making a few more? People say that creating a Christmas album is long-lasting investment, because Christmas comes back every year. The album has a selection of multi-genre songs that convey all the good things that make the true spirit of Christmas, like giving love, giving time, which don't cost anything, forgiving and connecting with friends and family, not just during the holidays, but throughout the year. It's out Friday, December 15th. It'll be available on all major digital stores like Amazon, and you can listen to all the songs that have come out so far, all the 6 songs, free on platforms such as Spotify and YouTube. On the day of the release next Friday, you'll be able to buy the tracks and the album from Bandcamp, and the profits, if I make any, will be used to record the material in 2024.
So you've got as far as you have now. I know there's more you want to do. What is that more that you want to do?
Well, I've been lucky enough to have been given scholarships by a fantastic London organisation called The Ward. So I'll be learning to navigate the today's music industry in 2024. Look forward to learning, developing and growing. But basically at the moment I've got a few songs that I've signed non-exclusively with Richard Goldstein of All Guys Rule Music, which is a sync department of Redwood Entertainment in New York. We're trying to pitch songs to established artists with a view for them to cover them. And then to place them on sync, so I can make music that way, because I don't perform, I just songwrite, so I really need people to play the songs, to cut them, to make me a little bit of money to keep going.
Listen, it's been a delight to talk to you this morning. Thank you so much for coming in and enlightening us as to your life and your songwriting, etc., etc. If anybody, indeed, you mentioned there's various platforms where people can go to get the album. Is there any other way they can go, like an email address or a website address where they can find out more about you?
Yeah, sure. I'm on all the major social platforms you can think of. They can find me by typing the icon at consu.uk, the actual word dot. So that would be consu.uk, or via my webpage, which is www.consu.uk. If you're a music industry professional or an artist wanting to cover my songs, please DM me on the socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, so I can pass you my email address and phone number, or contact the radio, and I'll be happy to pass my details via the radio. I just want to wish everyone who's listening a warm, safe and happy Christmas, and all the best for 2024, and thank you so much for having me on the programme.
You're very welcome, and I'm sure all our listeners wish you a happy Christmas, and so do I.
Thank you so much, Howard.
And take care, look after yourself. Thank you for coming in. Okay.
Today you've listened to Consu on East Devon Radio. Thanks to Howard. Happy Sunday everyone, Merry Christmas.